Green Lantern New Guardians number 14, written by Tony Bedard, art by Andre Bresson and Amilcar Pina. Last issue left off with Kyle learning how to master the Red Rage and deciding, it's something that didn't make him feel good, but he needed to do it, and now he's off learning off all the other colors. This issue opens up with him wrapping up his learning of the Indigo Tribe's compassion, and he's there with Indigo One, and basically he just teleported, and she's like, wow, yeah, good job, you did it on your first attempt. Compassion comes really easy to you. And he's like, yeah, no, compassion's like a good emotion. All the negative emotions suck. I don't understand how you Indigo Tribe like funnel all of them so easily. And Indigo One's like, there's no such thing as a good emotion or a bad emotion. Like, you have to take both, like, they're opposites on the spectrum, but that doesn't make one better than the other. Like, you're going to have to understand that if you want to master fear. That's definitely a thing. By the way, why are you even doing this? And then he recants, like, nah, the reason I'm doing it is to save Ganthet. Ganthet's, like, super important to me, and I gotta go help him because he's been trapped by the Guardians. And Indigo One's like, now, are you sure you're doing that for yourself, or is Star Sapphire using you? And Kyle's like, all right, well, that's not fair. Like, yeah, she wants to save Hal, but I want to save Hal too. That's no big deal. And she's like, all right, yeah, cool. Anyway, be very wary of her, because love is like the most dangerous of all of them, because love can be very unpredictable. And just like, all right, whatever. I'm going to go learn fear now, and I'm going to overcome it because I'm a Green Lantern. So then we watch Carol as she goes to the home planet of the Star Sapphires, planet Zamaron. And it seems to be like completely empty, save for the like race, the Zamaronians, I guess. And she goes up to her queen, and the queen's like, hey, I told everybody to go patrol their sector. You should be doing that. What's up? And she's like, I'm here to save Hal, and I love him, so I think that's what I should be doing the most, because, our whole thing is love. And she's like, excuse me, I'm the queen, and I'm going to take away your ring if you talk back to me like that again. But if you really want to save the guy you love, then by all means, fine. However, you are in charge of Kyle Rayner. You're the one who set him down this path. If he gets out of hand, you need to be the one that handles it. Got it? And it's like, yeah, sure, no problem. So then she leaves, and the Guardians show up being like, hey, cool, great job keeping her with Kyle Rayner, because Kyle's ring is too messed up. We can't even track it anymore. But we can track her, and she'll be with Kyle. So, good thinking. So anyway, we go to planet Vorn, where Arkillo has set up, and he's basically a terror god to the race on this planet. And the race is like, a Green Lantern is here, the enemy. And it's like, yeah, whatever. Can you just tell me where Arkillo is? And like, oh, he's down in the woods, but you will be killed. So he goes down to Arkillo, and Arkillo's like freaking out because his ring keeps on malfunctioning, and he's unable to like make any constructs or anything. And so Kyle sees this, and his compassion like ticks for just a second, and he makes 4 constructs of Sinestro that all start like tormenting Arkillo. And it's just like, oh, you were hiding in the woods and crying. You're not worthy of being a Yellow Lantern. And at that point, Arkillo gets extremely pissed off at it, and he sees Kyle's the one who's making them, and he's like, I will kill you for doing that. And he starts unleashing Yellow Lantern constructs on Kyle. And he's like, hey, I helped you uncork your ring. Like, that's literally the only thing I was trying to do there. He's like, yeah, great, thanks. I'm still going to kill you. And he keeps on attacking with the Yellow Lantern constructs. And at that point, Green Lantern's like, he's trying to figure out, like, what do I do? How do I get through to him that I'm helping him? And they go back to the words that Indigo One said earlier in the issue of sometimes fear is the proper reaction. And so Kyle admits that he's afraid, and he gains the ability over fear. And he fights against Arkillo briefly, and Arkillo's like, you, a Green Lantern, have more yellow energy than me, the Yellow Lantern, the last Yellow Lantern. This sucks. I suck. And Arkillo's, he just tells him, like, dude, get over it. Your love for Sinestro is the only thing that's stopping you right now. He's like, I don't love nothing. And Carol shows up, and it's like, everyone loves something, you idiot. And you definitely love Sinestro. Anyway, we gotta go. Kyle, are you good with your fear thing going on now? And she's like, oh yeah? Well, let me ask you this, Carol. Why did you pick Hal? Hal's a dick. Why did you pick him out of anyone you could have had on Earth? And Carol just like flashes her eyes for a second. And Arkillo's like, all right, well, you guys are clearly having a thing. You can go. I'm not going to join you. And Kyle's like, all right, whatever, bye. And he leaves with Carol. But then as soon as they get off planet, Arkillo joins up. And he's like, wait, actually, if you're going for Hal, I guarantee Sinestro is going to be with them. And then I'm going to kill Sinestro. Just to prove to you how much I don't love him. And also I'll be the last Yellow Lantern. So, yeah. I think it was good. I think it's a bit weird to me. Fear's never been very well defined in that Kyle got it by being afraid. And yet it seems that every other Yellow Lantern gets their power by causing fear, which does seem to be the opposite. Maybe this was explained in an earlier part in the run. I mean, we are coming in on the tail end of it, but it just seems weird to me that the Yellow Lantern Corps is causers of fear instead of feelers of fear, because everyone else is feelers of their emotion. Anyway, beyond that, it's a solid issue. It sets up what we need to set up. It's weird that it's a Rise of the Third Army tie-in, because there is actually no Third Army in this. Like, not even a brief glimpse over to what it is they're doing. The most you could say is the Zamaran plot with the Guardians in there, but that's not really tying in. That's just its own thing. So, yeah, no, it's a weird place for a tie-in, but obviously the story has to progress on Kyle's end where he's learning all the cores. And I think he has... What does he have left? He has greed and love, and that's all that's left. So, interested to see when we get these last two. I'm still into this story. I think the art looks great throughout. Overall, I give this one I'll give it a 7. And the major drawback for me is that I don't know why they're trying to set up this thing of like, oh, Carol's just using you to get back Hal. And it's just like, yeah, that's still, like, that's her thing. She loves Hal. It seems like it's trying to play it up to be more manipulative than it is, when she's been pretty upfront about it the whole way through. So, yeah, overall, though, 7 for this. I did enjoy it.